All right, I'll tell you what, why don't we get rolling to be good to the people who are here, and folks might be coming in late, so don't be alarmed. We're really happy to have with us today Steve Rondo. He works at Williams, as you can see, and does a lot of, there's more than one hat actually at Williams.
Yes.
However, he also is a personal trainer, and some of you might remember him from a challenge a couple of years ago. He was working with Lizzie Grease, who is a fitness person at Reach, and they tag-teamed a lunch and learn for us. But he's got a lot to cover. There are 2 different handouts, as he mentioned, and I will have extra copies if you have teammates who would like them, so definitely let me know. I've got some at the back. I'll turn it over.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you. Just first a little bit about myself. I'm a triathlete, spin instructor for the last 10 years, personal trainer for the last 4. So I love fitness. I feel like it's my life, and this is really what I want to do when I grow up. So. Some benefits of exercise: weight loss, reduce your stress, relieve depression, anxiety, you sleep better at night, and you strengthen your heart and lungs, which is probably one of the most important things is the ticker, in my opinion, is that we really need to do that. We all have 401ks that probably aren't making much money these days, but we want to be alive and well when we're old enough to spend that money. So we need to work for the future, right? How do we motivate ourselves? Well, motivate yourself by exercise every day, saying, well, geez, I'll feel better after I do it. You'll reach your goal sooner if you exercise. And remind yourself how good you really will feel when it's all over. I know sometimes when I'm going home in the car and I've had a rough day at work, the last thing I want to really do is exercise. But just go home, put my sneakers on, and force myself to do a little work. And then 5 minutes into it, I feel so much better. All right? A fitness program. It's always better if you follow a plan. All right? I mean, you really need to have a plan of what you're going to do. So if you're going to do cardio 3 days a week and strength training 2 days a week, I think you need to write it down somewhere and schedule yourself to do that kind of stuff. Because if it's on a schedule, you're more apt to do it. All right?
Excuse me, Steve, can you explain the difference between those 2 things? Between strength training and aerobic training?
Sure. Aerobic training. Well, obviously, aerobic training strengthens the heart. I improves our brain function, all that good stuff. But I think a strength training program is probably one of the more important things in any kind of fitness plan. Because after a certain age, we don't build muscle anymore. So we need to create muscle. And how we do that is through a strength training plan. All right? And it makes our joints stronger and makes you feel better. Helps with weight loss because if you build lean muscle mass, when you're at rest, you'll burn more calories. Whether you believe that or not, everyone always says, geez, I don't want to strength train because I'm going to put on weight. Well, yeah. I suppose you might, but muscle's a little denser, is denser than fat. So yeah, you'll put on a little weight, but the clothes will definitely fit better. 5 pounds of muscle takes up a lot less room than 5 pounds of fat. So, okay?
The other thing, in addition to heart health, is that strengthening probably does more for bone strength and health. And for those of us who are getting older and where osteoporosis is an issue, all you people, little skinny people who are at risk for osteoporosis, muscle strengthening is the best way to stress your skeleton so that it will stay strong. And it slows that fraction, reduces your risk of fracture if you do it right.
Right, and I totally agree with that. And I didn't have that on the paper, and I'm glad you said that because I would have felt bad after if we hadn't mentioned that. And another thing strength training does too is it increases your balance. And as we age, we lose balance, right? We do lose the ability. Think about what you did when you were 6 years old and what you do today. And then when we were 6, we could just do anything we wanted to do. When we're now at 36 or whatever, it's a little bit more of a challenge. And then as we age, and like we said, increased bone density. So what happens most times is people age, they fall, we break a hip, and then the whole bad thing starts to really go on and on and on. So we don't need a big gym membership. You can do anything at home, all right? Simply with a ball, ranging from price of $12 to maybe $30. I've seen them as high as that, but I mean, pretty inexpensive. A painting stick for help with balance. A jump rope. Remember the thing I said about being young? Jump rope will always help with the cardio stuff. A weighted medicine ball. We can buy that pretty easy. A yoga mat. Flex bands. And different, I mean, each color, the green, I mean, the purple is the lightest weight, green is mid, and then the blue would be the heaviest, all right? So we don't have to have this big array of weights, all right? A 10-pound weight, and this one here, I just brought this in to show you, this ranges from 2.5 to 12.5 pounds, just by moving the little, things out. This is 2.5 pounds. All right. Soup cans. You can use soup cans. You can use gallon empty milk jugs. Gallon milk jugs. Fill them with water. About 8.5 pounds in that range. You can use those. So you don't need a big assortment of stuff. One thing I should talk about too is I'm thinking about, well, you hear sets, you hear reps. So if we're in a beginner's program, we should start with one set of each exercise that we're going to do in 15 to 20 repetitions. All right. What we want to do is we want to stress that muscle for at least 45 seconds to 1 minute. I call it time under tension. All right. The only way we're going to get stronger is if we put tension on that muscle for 45 seconds to 1 minute. Okay, that's where we'll make our fitness gains. By just rushing through our exercises, we don't really make gains that way. Okay, we're letting momentum carry us through the exercise instead of stressing our muscle, which we're trying to do. Okay, and I think our biggest mistakes we all make when we start a fitness program is we go too fast, too hard, too soon. All right, so that's the big things. Take your time. All right. You didn't lose fitness overnight, you're not going to gain it overnight either. All right? It takes time. And rest is an important factor in overall fitness too. Working out every day, 7 days a week without a rest day is not good either. Okay? It's moderation. 3 to 5 days a week. I say if you want to maintain where you are, 3 days a week. If you want to make fitness gains, 5. Okay? 3 cardio, 2 strength training days. And my rule of thumb is never cardio on the day I'm going to strength train. Okay?
Is it bad if you do that?
It's not bad if you do it, but what I like to say is that cardio is for cardio, strength training is for strength training. So if what a lot of people do is, well, I'll go run 3 miles before I strength train. Well, we may have compromised our strength training routine because we've weakened ourselves. So if you're going to do cardio on the same day, do strength training first.